Good morning to all of the children of Cross Community Church. This is Pastor Tommy, and as you know, this is week 2 where we are no longer gathering together physically on the campus, but we wanted to make sure that we stayed in close contact with you. So we, with Meg's leadership in the children's ministry, have come up with a great plan, and we want to do a very brief children's sermon each week. And the way we want to do it is we want to tie it into the regular message that will be live streamed at 10:30. So this is our first one. I just want you to know how much we miss seeing you, miss hanging out with you on the Lord's Day. But until we're back together again, we want to make sure to send you as much information as we can to keep you encouraged and to keep you excited and enthusiastic about your walk with the Lord Jesus Christ, even in these uncertain times, because as much as it caught us all by surprise, we know that it didn't catch the Lord Jesus Christ by surprise. He sits on his throne. The Lord Jesus is in control of all things. So keep that in mind. And now let's dive in to our very first children's sermon. The passage that we're using, we're in chapter 22 of Luke, and Jesus has been in the Garden of Gethsemane. And the title of today's message for our regular sermon is called The Hour of Darkness. So what I wanted to do is just take one verse out of that passage. The whole passage is Luke 22, 47 to 53, but I want to focus on verse 53 for our purposes today for the children's sermon. Luke 22, 53 says, "Every day I was with you in the temple courts, and you did not lay a hand on me, but this is the hour when darkness reigns." So this is the time when darkness was allowed by God to actually arrest the Lord Jesus Christ, send him through those trials that were inappropriate and false, and then to be beaten and to be whipped, and then to be nailed to a cross with a crown of thorns on his head, and ultimately where he cried out on the cross, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" But what we want to remember is that darkness covered the land. If you don't remember that, there was a time on the cross from the 6th to the 9th hour where darkness covered the land. And you know, we can think about what's happening around us today. Our routines have changed. Those who were going to school have to now be doing school at home. Those who have been homeschooled, you can't go out and do the same kind of activities you did before. So everything has been disrupted. But we have a God who has not been troubled by this, who has not been disrupted by it. In fact, he is in complete control of all things. So in darkness, when you go into a room, what is it that you do first when you walk in if the room is dark? You turn a light on. So let me ask you a question. What is this that I'm holding in my hand? You know what this is. This is a flashlight. So I want to use this as the object lesson today. Let's call this the flashlight of faith. And that flashlight represents who? The Lord Jesus Christ. Do you remember in the scriptures where it says, I am the light of the world? John chapter 8, verse 12. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but have the light of life. Dear children, I just want you to be encouraged today. I know that things are different now, and they will be for a little while. But Jesus is our flashlight of faith. He is the light of the world, and he will shine light into this darkness in every possible way. So keep looking to Jesus, keep trusting in him, and keep praying, knowing that he who began a good work in you will complete it soon. God bless you. We'll see you soon. And until then, keep trusting in the light of the world.